ground rules before we start. We're going to ask that you keep all responses to 3 minutes in interest so that we can answer as many questions as possible. You know, I realize that there are some questions that will require a little bit more than a 3-minute response, but we're asking that you really be mindful of the time just so that we can address all the questions. Again, we do have 3x5 cards if you need additional. After you write down your question, if you through the dialogue, should another question spark, just raise your hand. We'll be happy to give you another card. We are going to try to address everything here. Some of the questions may not be answered exactly as you wrote them. I will be paraphrasing. There will be several questions that are similar, so if I didn't answer your question specifically, I may have addressed it through another question. If I didn't answer your question at all, please see me afterwards and we'll determine why. One other ground rule, we're asking that you please hold all applause, for the responses until the end of the session. We have approximately 45 minutes for questions, and then there'll be a brief, brief closing statements, and then afterwards, if you'd just like to do a meet and greet afterwards, once we're done with the event, that's fine as well. We only have one mic, so we're going to be passing this between the three of us here. The first question is directed at Mr. Guerra. Do you feel athletes should be held to higher standards than the rest of the student body?
Well, my policy philosophy is that all students should be held to a higher standard. I strongly believe that the athletes, because they're going to all the schools, all the neighborhoods, should conduct themselves in a very professional manner. I'm going to institute that on the days of the game. I want all athletes to wear a nice shirt and a nice tie, especially when we go to other schools. So they say, here comes Waukegan High School. Wow, instead of, my God, here comes Waukegan High School.
Okay, Mr. Guerra, you've been quoted in the Chicago Tribune as referring to your old high school athletes team. It's not like these kids are going to grow up to be doctors or lawyers. They're basketball players. How do you justify this statement? How can the community trust you to establish and maintain an excellent academic environment for all of our students at Waukegan High School?
Yeah. First of all, and I'm not talking about the newspaper here, people, Ryan, and you never trust what you read because they always misquote you, right? What I said, and I said it earlier about 10 minutes ago, that we emphasize academics, right? I said that, remember? And we want to be teachers, doctors, lawyers, but not everybody's going to be, I said, the superintendent or whatever. Some athletes on our team, the ones when I was there, for example, Kevin Garnett went to the Minnesota Timberwolves. He told me, Mr. Guerra, I'm not going to go to college. His mother came in and says, Mr. G, what do you think we should do? I says, as a principal, I'm going to tell you, go to college. All right? Kevin did not have the ACT scores, nor the grades to get into a Big Ten school. So, no, his grades were not changing, in case you wonder. But again, he didn't want to go to college. Out of, let's see, we have about 5 or 6 kids from the basketball team that went to college. We have Elliot Poole at the UIC now. Michael Wright, he went to Arizona. But no, the newspaper should print what I said too, that we want to be teachers, lawyers, etc., but not everybody is going to go to law school or PhDs. So can you trust me to do that? Yeah, I think you got a little bit of a taste of my type of philosophy as a principal, that we do emphasize, and I want to go back to what I said 10 minutes ago, that we want to promote college. Remember I said that? Through what? Academics and sports. Right? So make sure you get that one, okay? Right?
Since we're on the subject of sports and academics, do you feel that athletes should be held to a higher academic standard?
Of course, again, I'll go back to all students should be held to a higher standard. Athletes, especially, sometimes they need a lot of help with the classes, whether it's ACT, Prairie, and so on. But no, all students should be held accountable to a higher academic standard.
Okay, given the current dropout rate for Waukegan High School, what is your strategic plan to send our students to college?
Yeah, the plan again, we're going to mandate to fill out a college application. Is very important. In order for students to graduate, it must be at school. I mentioned to you the attendance center that's going to be implemented this school year. We're going to have college fairs. We just promoted a lady, Ms. Gotts, as the college director, dean of college programs and so on. We're going to have field trips to different colleges, not only to junior colleges, but also to four-year colleges and so on. We want to make sure that everybody fills out a college application. A scholarship, we're going to go after every scholarship available out there to make sure that every kid, whether it's in music or special ed or athletes, are encouraged and be taking part of the scholarships available out in Chicago.
Okay, how can they take advantage of those scholarship programs if they can't read?
Again, those teachers that can't teach will not be hanging around too long. Right? We do have programs that, for example, I'm mandating a program about ACT, prayer exam. We're going to have 20 minutes of reading for every period. We're also going to have a math program. We're also going to have this year a junior academy, a pilot program, which is a school within the school. A wing of the building has been designated as the wing for the junior academy. So reading is very important. I know the reading scores have been falling down in the last 2 years. We're still waiting for our results for Waukegan High School. But reading, again, is one of the main emphases that we have behind every curriculum and academic initiative.
Okay, moving to the subject of gang activity, what do you propose to do to promote safety and discipline within our school system?
Yeah, you know, safety, if you were to ask me, Guerra, what is your main job? They're all main jobs. Curriculum, academics, certified personnel. Safety is very important. And you could say, yeah, Guerra, but we're not in Farragut. But I submit to you that there were people like that used to think the same way as some of you that were in Colorado about 6 years ago at the Columbine situation. Because it could happen. A gun has no conscience. You'll shoot anybody. Whether it comes from a minority or any student, it'll kill people. So one of the initiatives that we're taking this year is to bring metal detectors to the schools. We're going to have 2 entries to facilitate and expedite the students coming in. We're also going to have, I'm moving the security staff near the main entrances. Because when I walked into that building, I walked in unchallenged. And I had to go in that circle drive. You know, when you come in, then you go left about 25 feet to find a security guard. You should not be looking for a security guard. It's like going to a movies. It's got to be at the door. No ticket, no service. I'm going to have everybody sign in. Every visitor's got to sign in and provide an ID to make sure that we keep everybody nice and healthy. Whether it's you, a music teacher, or Ms. Foley, or a previous board member, everybody. So safety is crucial. It's an important thing of academics.